So I want you to sit back and imagine you having something that you want right now. And it could be just one thing, or it could be a whole lifestyle. But I want you to really sit there and imagine, just dive deep right into it and feel into what it feels like to have this thing that you want. So I'm not talking about the thing being the source of the happiness here, but I will give you an example. So for me personally, something that sounds really exciting is finding a romantic relationship. So if I sit there and I think to myself, what would it feel like and be like if I were to find this, I don't know, let's just say, for the sake of the example, this magical, amazing, perfect partner that is in all the ways, what I would want them to be or what have you. So it brings to the surface a lot of feelings of joy, exhilaration, happiness. It's like just ecstasy, life takes on a new meaning, songs take on a new meaning. I'm sure you've been there before, that new love feeling, right? Like you just found someone and you're like newly discovering them. And it's just pure joy, just so much happiness, and you're just on top of the freaking world. So basically that's what I'm going for here. If you can sit back and imagine something in your life happening and how you would feel, and honestly, probably more importantly, act as that person in that reality. And then let's compare that to how you've been feeling lately in your day-to-day life. So if we're going to contrast those two feelings of you living your best life, this version of you living all the things you want, compared to where you've kind of been at and where you've been letting yourself be lately. Now, it's okay if that contrast between those two things is pretty big and you feel like there's a huge difference. It's all right, because firstly, you can never get it wrong. So this whole concept of failure and mistakes and wasting time and not getting it right and etc., it's a fallacy. So you can't get it wrong. You can delay things, but you can never get it wrong. You can never mess it up. The only thing that you could do worse really is judge yourself for we're doing the things, or I'm not embodying the energy I should be, or whatever. Just don't do that. Don't judge yourself. Don't, demean yourself. Don't diminish yourself. That's not going to get you anywhere. But if this is a contrasting point for you, it's especially a point of, I don't know if the right word is contention, but it's a point to look at. It's an important thing to hold in your mind's eye, because it's like, okay, here's this contrast, here's this version of me. If I could just sit for a minute and, like I said, meditate on this, just take a moment, sit down and think, what would it feel like to have those things that you want? Because I can tell you, it's often, for the grand majority of people on this planet, a stark contrast of happiness that they honestly probably haven't experienced maybe ever, if not several years in their life, since the last time they felt that way. But it's an important anchor point to hold on to, and to be like, okay, there is a point to aim for, and to be like, oh, I took note that I'm not really there right now, so let's do our best to kind of get myself there on an energetic and emotional level, because, that's where you prefer to be, right? You prefer to be happy. You prefer to be excited. For me, recently we just finished this Star Wars show called Skeleton Crew, so I'm kind of sad about it now because it's over, but I was excited to have something to look forward to, it's like, oh, we got that show coming out every week, once a week, something to look forward to, so exciting. So it's like, I love that feeling. That's so fun, that feeling of anticipation and excitement, like when you see a movie trailer for a movie that you really want to see, and it looks so good, and you're almost like the trailer is better than the movie in that instance, but it's that anticipation, that excitement, like before Christmas Day, That's the feeling. I love that feeling. So why don't we just be in those types of feelings that we like to feel regardless of the circumstance? Because you can. It sounds kind of silly and absurd to be like, oh, can I just be super exhilarated for no reason? Yes, you can be. So really, the secret to your unhappiness is that it's an illusion. If you're feeling like a big contrast between where you're at right now and this version of you that's living your best life, you're the one who's creating that. And it's okay that you're the one who's creating that. It's all right. But you've got to understand that the reason it feels like crap is because that version of you is already living that life right now. And your higher self is tuned to that energy. It's living that exhilaration. It's on that level energetically of that joy and ecstasy. And so when you're choosing to not be that, because that is who you truly are, is a being of joy and love and ecstasy, just like you were when you were a child, that's who you really are. When you're not that, you feel pain. Because you are that person who does have what you want. Simply enough, you have it. So when you pretend like you don't, because that's exactly what you're doing, it's not some platitude. I'm not just talking here. You literally have it. You literally, in the most conceivably literal sense possible, you have it. You have it. And you're pretending that you do not. It's fake. This is fake. There is no such thing as lack. This is an illusion. It's a dream. You're creating the dream. And you're the one who's making this so that you can learn about yourself from a new perspective and come to love yourself and everything from a new perspective and come to understand that, hey, abundance is everywhere and there's no such thing as lack. Another great way to look at it is to understand that you are a being of pure love and joy. Like literally, you are a physical manifestation of joy and love. So when you invest in old belief systems that are out of alignment with who you are, basically they are lies, they are untruths, like I'm not good enough. When you invest in that, you feel pain. The pain is the translation that you are deliberately choosing to be not who you are. And the pain can be anything negative. It can be sadness, it can be anger, it can be fear, anything. So that's why it's good to use your emotional guidance system and use that contrast, that anchor point of this person who's living the things that I want, how does it feel? To use that as a guidepost, because the contrast tells you where you're at. When you feel the contrast of the negative emotion, then you're like, okay, there's a belief system being activated that I need to look at and let go of because it's not true, and I am currently deciding to believe that it is true, and that's why it feels like a negative emotion right now. So I'm going to give you even some of my belief systems that have been holding me back from things in life, even from making these videos. Like, I'm small or unimportant. Nobody's going to care about what I have to share. Others are going to judge me or mock me for being who I am and for what I have to say. None of it's going to be successful. It's going to be hard. It's going to be a struggle. I'm not really that smart, and I'm not really worth listening to. Others, they're already doing it, and they're doing it better than I am. Nobody wants another perspective in this big sea of information. Nobody's watching anyways, so who cares, right? I'll never find success, so why bother? Why try? Why even try? It's just gonna be a failure, right? Or it's embarrassing / people will judge me in my early stages. Before I've made it or gotten to this big goal or something, right? Like, I'm all small. It's like, oh, look at this person. They got 10 subscribers or something and, 15 views. Oh, I'm going to judge them. Who cares? Who cares about that opinion, right? Oh, I don't have the time. Do you not have the time? Do you? Because it's your passion, right? Do you really not have the time, or is that an excuse? Because there's a hidden belief system that you haven't found yet about how you think you can't. Kind of like how I'm talking about right now. I'm tired. Oh, I'm tired. Oh, well, I'm sure there's been plenty of things in your life that you went and did because you really, really wanted to, even though you were tired. Oh, it's a lot of work. Oh, it's so much work. So much to do. Others will judge me as I create my art. This one comes to me sometimes when I'm like doing it in public. It's like, oh, what are they gonna think of me? I'm talking about these concepts that a lot of people don't really consider. Oh, it's a bunch of woo-woo nonsense. They're gonna judge me. Ah! I'm crazy. They're gonna think I'm crazy, right? I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm ignorant. I'm stupid. I really just, I'm uneducated. I really just don't know what I'm talking about. It's safer here in my little comfort zone instead of doing what I really want to. So this comfort zone, even though it's not really that satisfying, it's safe and it's nice, but it's safer than taking the risk of doing what I really want to do with my life. Or it's gonna be difficult or tedious, it's just, I have to figure this all out on my own. It's gonna be so hard. No, it's not. So do you see how all of this is nonsense and bullshit? All these belief systems, they creep their way into your psyche, and then they do everything in their power to get you to believe in them, including providing emotional, mental, and physical evidence that they are true. But they're not. You are good enough. People do care about you, and you are loved because you exist, and the universe does not make mistakes. Like in nature, how energy doesn't just get created for no reason whatsoever. Like, it's just like the laws of physics and thermodynamics, or whatever you want to call it. So the fact that you exist is proof that you are worthy of love and an amazing life. That's just how it is, because the universe is not random. This isn't just, we just appeared here for no reason, and it's just this cold, dead, careless universe. Oh, no. No, everything is alive. Everything loves you. You are love. You are the universe. You're the only thing here. So how do you get to the life you want to live? Well, you hold that anchor point, that feeling of that person who has what you want, and the feeling of it, not the outcome. Don't hold on to the outcome. Let go of the outcome. Let go of the scenario. Use the scenario to get to the feeling point, the energy point, and let go of the scenario. So feel those feelings of, I'm on top of the world. I feel like $1 million goddamn dollars. Everything's happening for me. I am God incarnate. Not that I'm better than anyone, but we're all equally God. And I'm just amazing. Life is happening for me. And I feel so ecstatic to get up every day. Like that kind of energy. And then you take action from that place. You take action on your excitements. You take action on your passions. And really, most importantly, drill this into your head without the insistence on the outcome or expectation on it, because that'll just shoot you in the foot every time. If you're, it should be like this, I should get this kind of success, it should happen like that, I should get this many people, I should that, this should be this person, it should be that job. No. Whatever happens is what needs to happen, so let it. When you take action from that energy state, you will get to the life of your dreams. You will. And, working on your limiting belief systems, because you're not going to get there if you're still thinking that you're not good enough. So I encourage you to share your own experience with negative emotions in the comments. Do you ever try to just look at them? Are you interested in why they are there? Or do you try to just kind of, avoid them? And that's okay too. Don't judge yourself. That's all right. But I know you got this. I know you are capable of living your best life. So, and if you resonated with this content, go ahead and like and subscribe. And as always, thank you so much for watching.